All right, guys, in today's video, I'm going to talk about my wish list when it comes to the Mevo Core, which is the new camera released by Logitech. And this is a fantastic micro four third interchangeable lens camera. I really love the camera, especially if you are into mobile live streaming. Now, if you just needed to create content, this could be not the right camera for you. There's some other options that will actually probably work better for you. But if you are into live streaming, especially mobile live streaming, you are going to appreciate this camera. My wish list. This is a personal wish list, some things that I wish the camera had, and actually it's not a long list, so let's not take much time and let's actually get into it. What's going on, guys? My name is Sammy, watching our production tips and tools, helping you master live streaming. The number one thing that's on my personal wish list is actually autofocus. Now, if you want to focus using this camera, the only way to focus, you're gonna use the manual focus. With the application, you can just focus, no problem. It works. You can double tap on your face or any object in the frame and it works perfectly. You can zoom in. If you have a power zoom lens, you can zoom in and out, no problem, and it works perfectly. However, if I step out of focus right now, the camera is not gonna focus on me. It's gonna lose focus depending, of course, on which lens you're using and the aperture number that you're using. So having autofocus, either using this camera for creating content like me, or you're using it for live streaming, outdoors event, having to always being on the app to focus. People may be moving, and of course the beauty of having an interchangeable lens camera and a bigger sensor is to be able to have a blurry background sometimes. If I use this Sigma lens, it's a 16mm f1.4 maximum aperture. I need to be able to get that bokeh. I've got another beautiful lens here. It's 25mm lens f1.4. I need to be able to get that bokeh. But if I have to be struggling trying to focus, then it becomes an issue, especially if I'm the only person running the stream. Yes, I know I can double tap on, but if I'm filming something that's moving, either I'm gonna use a higher number of aperture just to make sure everything stays in focus, which makes me lose the whole purpose of having an interchangeable lens because I want to take advantage of that bokeh, or I would have to keep focusing and try to follow manually, which is not easy, right? So autofocus, I think, is the number one thing that will make this camera super awesome. It's already awesome, but it will make it super awesome. Number two is gonna be having the ability, because it's got really cool wireless or connectivity features, including NDI, including SRT. So like you can do so many things over the network, and actually that's the only way to be able to control it. The ability to be able to have an actual Ethernet port on the camera. This is probably not gonna happen on this version, but maybe version 2, just to be able to plug in an Ethernet cable. Man, I think that would be awesome, because right now we have two USB ports, type C, and if you use a USB type C adapter, you can actually be able to connect an Ethernet cable through the adapter, and that Ethernet cable is gonna be able to PoE or power over Ethernet the camera, which is awesome, and it's gonna help send the signal over the network if you're using NDI or SRT or any other feature that's network related, which is awesome. But I think, again, having to deal with adapters, you know, sometimes adapters are like not stable, so like having an actual Ethernet port that just locks in, I think it will be a game changer. And again, I've seen other people talking about it, and I believe that will change the game for sure. So maybe that's not gonna happen on this camera, but maybe version 2, if you can have an actual Ethernet port, I think it would be awesome. So the next thing that I wish the camera had, and a lot of people have been saying it as well, is the ability to be able to record or stream in 1080p or 4K 60 frames per second. Just the frame rate, either in 1080 or in 4K. Now, this could be a software limitation thing. I don't know if it's a software problem or a hardware problem. I know Logitech said that they're working on improving and adding some features. This is probably something that's gonna happen in the future. So by the time you watch this video, if it's been implemented already, then this video is not relevant to you. But as of now, as we speak, we don't have 1080p 60, we don't have 4K 60. I wish, and I think a lot of people wish, especially people who are using this camera, and again, this camera is targeted to sport streamer, people streaming baseball games and high school games and stuff like that. I believe they want that thing because, you know, sports is people are running, right? People are going fast. So having something like 60 frames per second, I think it's gonna be awesome as a frame rate to have within the camera. So I hope this is gonna be something that's going to be implemented. Even if it was 1080, 60 frames per second, I think it's gonna be a game changer for the camera and for the users. So those are three main things that I wish the camera had, but still the camera is awesome. I tested NDI, SRT works perfectly. I tested some other features as well, going live, multicam production with the iPad and iPhone, awesome. So I believe it's an awesome camera, but I think autofocus, please, I beg you, Logitech, please give me autofocus. Yeah, autofocus should be the first thing they should work on right now. Yeah, other than that, it's just the ability to be able to support other lenses using adapters like the Viltrox adapter, to be able to use like EF lenses or Sony lenses, whatever, just to be able to adapt other lenses that are not micro four third. I think that's gonna be awesome as well. But again, for now, we can still use micro four third lenses, which is awesome. So I'm super grateful. So another thing that I wish that this camera had, but I believe this is not gonna happen on version number 1, I mean, assuming this is version number 1, is the ability to have few buttons, maybe a little LCD screen. Okay, again, this is something that personally I'm not complaining about the way it is, because this camera is built for sports and being able to use it in tough environment. And I don't know if it's weather sealed, but it's kind of built to stay tough. But maybe if we could have another version with some sort of a little LCD screen, or, you know, that's kind of still built tougher. It doesn't have to be in the screen like the one that I have on my GH5, but to see something when I'm not using the mobile app, or a little more buttons, because now we only have one button, maybe a little more buttons to just go through the menu, at least to be able to access the menu without having to rely on the application. But again, this is probably gonna be on version 2 or version 3, I don't know, but I just feel like I'm asking too much. But if there's a way to implement that, maybe on the side or somewhere, just a little screen just to be able to see the image, just to be sure that the image is on and everything, I guess that would be awesome. Now, the last thing, this is like a dream. It's a wish list. It doesn't have to be happen on version 2 or version 3. Could be a different camera, but this is something that actually I'm giving it to Logitech or any other person who's into cameras like this as a gift. It is actually the ability to have PTZ capabilities built into the camera. Hear me out. All the PTs that we have right now on the market, they have a tiny sensor, even the most expensive one. If you buy PTZ optics, if you go with the bigger, I think Canon has 1-inch sensor PTZ, and it's super expensive. It's like $5,000. So I'm imagining, since we have a camera like this, I don't even mind. Forget about the screen, the LCD screen, I don't even want it. But imagine having because at the end of the day, PTZ is pan, tilt, and zoom. Right now, with the power zoom, we can zoom, right? Something like 45 to 175. This is really a good zoom already. It's a good range, beats most PTZ cameras, right? And this is optical zoom. And we have a micro four third sensor, which is bigger than all the PTZ cameras that I know on the market right now. So now imagine, so we already have the zoom and we can control it through a software. Now we need the pan and tilt. So if there's a way to build some sort of external hardware that you can attach to the camera, because panning, it's just moving the camera this way, and then tilting, that's it, right? That's what a PTZ camera does. Just pan and then tilt. And then what else it does? Zoom. So we already have the zoom. We're missing the panning and tilting. I believe we can have a panning and tilting device already available on the market that you can attach to the Mevo Core. But I'm imagining maybe the Mevo Core version 2 or Mevo PTZ, something like that, maybe a different camera, where we could have that built into the camera, and we would have a micro four third sensor. We have all the juicy stuff. We have autofocus. The image quality is gonna be mwah. We have all the network stuff like NDI. We have SRT. We have HDMI. Eventually, we're gonna have an Ethernet port on that camera. We still have USB. We still have PoE, and on the top of that, we have tilt and zoom, interchangeable lens PTZ. You see that? That would be awesome. That would be amazing. I'm looking forward to Mevo PTZ, and that could be used for sports. That could be used with the built-in battery, of course, and will be still controlled by the Mevo multicam application, which is awesome. That could be used for churches. A lot of churches are going to buy that camera for sure. Okay, whoever's gonna make this camera first, please send me some money because that's my idea that you used. Other than that, guys, let me know down below in the comment section if you have other things you wish the camera had. But if you want to see me using the camera, actually testing it using NDI SRT and some other cool stuff, make sure you check out this video. I've got another video that I'm gonna link here showing you how to go live directly from the camera, so make sure you check it out, and I'll see you there, guys. Take care.